If you follow our channel, you may have seen that we put out a review of the U-Turn Orbit turntable just over a year ago. After a recent conversation with Ben and Bob from U-Turn, however, we decided that we had to circle back and do a whole new review to outline some of the features and details of the fully loaded U-Turn Orbit Special. The Orbit Special features a classic timeless design with a wood plinth available in your choice of flat cut maple or rift walnut. While many other manufacturers use MDF covered in a thin wood veneer, U-Turn opts for solid wood, finished off with a clear lacquer matte finish, allowing the natural characteristics of the wood to shine through. The U-Turn Orbit Special is a manual, belt drive table, a design combination that you'll find in many of the very best turntables in the world. It's a focus on simplicity that makes these tables really stand out, eliminating unnecessary mechanisms that can add noise and negatively impact the sound. The Special also comes stock with U-Turn's Q lever that helps you safely and precisely lower and raise your stylus. Now that we've covered some of the basics, let's dive in and discuss some of the features and innovations that make the Orbit Special, well, special. One of the most important yet often overlooked features of a good turntable is the bearing. Luckily, U-Turn understands the value of a good bearing design and opted for a unique approach with the Orbit Special. They use what's called an inverted bearing, made from a glass-filled nylon injection molded material that is a favorite in the automotive industry. The main stainless steel shaft is firmly anchored in a round, well-braced piece that attaches to the top of the plinth. The inner platter is made of this same glass nylon material, which houses the bushings that make contact with the shaft. Brass rings center these bushings inside the inner platter. When you put all of these components together, you can see that U-Turn really spent time on the bearing design. It's also one of the first things that we noticed when we first tested the Orbit Special. When we spun the inner platter, there was almost zero friction and wobble. Next, let's discuss the Acrylic Platter. Another accessory that is available for purchase with the other Orbit models becomes standard on the Orbit Special. Acrylic platters are almost always upgrade options for tables in this price range, so we had to ask the U-Turn team how they were able to include it. The secret is that most manufacturers individually machine each platter and polish all sides. This takes time and adds to the cost. Instead, U-Turn buys large sheets of perfectly flat extruded acrylic that are already polished on the top and bottom. They use a special machine to cut the platters out, which gets them a high yield. This process saves them money, and they simply pass the savings on to you. Another critical part of any turntable is the motor. Providing a consistent speed is essential to a good vinyl listening experience. U-Turn wanted to provide the build quality and sound quality of a more expensive table without the cost, so again, they had to get creative. They visited a specialty motor company located in Princeton, Indiana, whose motors are used in many high-end tables, including VPI. Purchasing these same motors outright would have added significantly to the cost. U-Turn did some digging and found one particular motor that was relatively inexpensive due to the fact that 10% of the motors had some variability. The other 90% they found performed as well as the more expensive motors. So U-Turn purchases the less expensive motors and brings the QA process in-house, testing each one individually before mounting them to their tables. This ensures the quality they expect, but allows them to provide it at a lower overall cost. Finally, let's discuss the Tonearm. At first glance, it looks pretty simple. When you look at a typical Tonearm in this price range, they usually have a little bearing play or noise as you move them around. In testing the Orbit Special's arm, we found almost none. U-Turn uses the same material that they use in the bearing to construct the head shell, Tonearm support, and bearing housing. The bearing features a gimbal design made of stainless steel, aluminum, and brass. A horizontal brass section connects to the two bearing pivot points for the horizontal plane. While the Tonearm height isn't adjustable, it's set specifically to match the Ortofon Red moving magnet cartridge that's included with the Orbit Special. It will also work with many other Ortofon, Grado, and Audio-Technica cartridges should you be interested in an upgrade down the road. The Tonearm also includes an internal anti-skate, which is a neat little feature. Overall, the combination of quality parts and materials, unique designs, smart manufacturing choices, and an overall commitment to excellence make the U-Turn Orbit Special a great buy for anyone looking for a turntable around $500. It's fun to listen to and looks beautiful no matter which wood finish you choose. The U-Turn Orbit Special is available for purchase at audioadvice.com and in our Raleigh and Charlotte stores. A link to purchase is also in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.